Hey guys, in today's video I'm going to be telling you all about backdrops. Different kinds of backdrops, different ways to set up backdrops, rooms that could be backdrop, or one of the all-time favorite, green screens. Before we get into this video, I really want to ask you guys, if you learned something during this video, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video, because chances are if this one teaches you something, my future content and past content that I've done will also be able to teach you a few things. So, let's get into this. Since this playlist is all about beginning your YouTube channel, I'm going to go ahead and start with what a lot of people begin with for their backdrop, their bedroom. And chances are, your bedroom's not ridiculously messy, but if you're going to be shooting videos where you can see your bedroom, make sure that your bedroom is spotless, because people don't like to look at clutter in videos because it really takes their attention away from what's actually being talked about in the video. In this case, backdrops. So if there was a bunch of filth and stuff going on behind me, people would be like, oh, he should probably stand that up, or oh, that probably shouldn't be right there in the middle of his floor, things like that. It's going to be distracting from your message, and you don't want that in a backdrop. So if you're going to use your bedroom, make sure it's very clean, and make sure that you have enough going on where it's not boring at the same time. It's kind of like a push-pull, like don't have clutter, but do have it look interesting. Some ways that you can do that are by putting video-related things up behind you. A lot of people will film with their computer behind them so that they're able to use their desktop monitor as kind of a big picture frame that either has the thumbnail, the title, or something related to the video on it. You can see this a lot in videos from like Drew Gooden or iDubbbz, who both use this very effectively in their videos. Another thing to keep in mind is what you can see in the shot if it is your bedroom. Maybe you don't want like an open door, so people are going to be walking past. You want that door to be closed, and you want to make sure that you're able to get good audio in that space. And the last point for bedrooms is you want to be able to make sure that your camera can be far enough away from you in order to actually get a good image of you without being too close. You don't want it to be too close. You also don't want to be sitting right up against a wall when you film, because that does tend to border on the boring side. Even if there are some pictures on the wall, if you're sitting like a foot from the wall or less, you're going to have some really serious flat looking stuff where you're not going to look like you're separate from your background, and then it becomes part of your foreground. And that's really not what you're looking for when you're looking to start making engaging videos that people are going to enjoy and watch and come back to over and over. Alright, so number 2, maybe you want to make videos in your kitchen. The thing about kitchens is, at least in my experience, they're pretty well lit with natural light, so it's easier to maybe not use lights, but you still should, because you want the things that you are trying to focus on, like if you're trying to really bring attention to some food or some ingredients, you want those to be incredibly well lit so that you're able to really draw attention to those things as opposed to what's going on behind you in the kitchen or behind the ingredients in the kitchen or whatever you're trying to film. You want to make sure that your subject is always well lit no matter what your background is, because the subject is the subject of your video. The same thing applies really with any room. Unless it's a purpose-built studio, you really want it to look clean in the background, even if that means that you have to do some cleaning, and you want it to really be well lit all the time. So get continuous lighting that's going to be able to light your videos up so that they're bright and easy to see, because people don't want to struggle to look at your video. So if you look like this, no one's going to want to watch this video because you can't see your subject. That brings us to green screens, which are my personal current favorite backdrop. So with green screens, you can have it be whatever you want. So maybe your bedroom is messy. Put a green screen up behind you, you can put whatever you want back there, even if it's a picture of your clean bedroom. But the caveats that come with green screens can sometimes outweigh the actual benefits. So with green screens, you need to get one that's big enough to fill your frame, except there are a couple little tricks and tweaks that you can do to make it so that it doesn't quite have to fill your frame, which you'll be able to see up here in this video, which is a bit deeper into how to actually use a green screen. But the basics of it are, you want to be able to get it far enough away from you that it doesn't reflect light onto you, so that you don't get green fringing and lose the edges of your actual self, or whatever the subject is that you're shooting on a green screen, you don't want to lose those edges, you don't want to be too soft, so you want to make sure that it's far enough away where the light's hitting it and not making it back. With that, you also want to make sure that your green screen is very well lit. So the ideal that you'll have are lights on you and lights on your green screen, so that it's actually visible to your editing software, so that you're able to key it out once you actually get into the post-production of your video. If you want to learn a little bit more about lighting green screens or lighting videos in general, I made a video that's going to pop up over there that's going to teach you how to do that. So, like I said in the beginning of the video, if you learned anything from this video, please like, subscribe, because you will learn from my other content as well. I'll see you guys in the next video.